do that. And we have someone else joining. All right. I think everyone that is on live this week or this month, I guess, was on. Maybe not everyone. We did. This is our second holistic hangout, and the intention of holistic hangout is to have very casual conversation, usually choosing some sort of a theme. So in January, we talked about cleansing, and we were talking about emotional cleansing, spiritual cleansing, physical cleansing. We had the physical cleanse going on. That's just about wrapping up. And so that was January. For February, the topic is self-care and love, basically self-love. And so we have quite a variety of things that we can talk about, but there isn't a real itinerary for these. We wanted to have a place where we could come together and all learn from each other rather than this being like a presentation where you're watching a PowerPoint. Because one of the things that is so great about living a holistic lifestyle is being surrounded by a community of people that are also living a holistic lifestyle and being able to learn from each other and bounce ideas off. And we in no way want to bring the presence like we know all and are all. We're just want to be the conduits for information and have this be an independent lifestyle. So why don't we just take a second? I can introduce myself formally, and then we can kind of bounce around if you're up for that. I'm Katrina Potter. Doterra for me is full-time, and I live in the Syracuse area. My passion is around emotional transformation and release work and using essential oils to facilitate that. I have 2 little kids, so I use the oils on them and myself. Yeah. A fragment about me. Go ahead, Liz. You want to take a turn?
Sure. I'm Elizabeth Crawford. I live in South Utica. I'm an integrative nutrition health coach. I've been using essential oils for close to 8 years now, if not 8 years. And I would say my passion lies around helping people to figure out the root cause of their symptoms and really allowing them to find what works for their body from a natural standpoint instead of having to rely so heavily on traditional medicine. So yeah, that's me. And I'm dressed for shoveling. Just in case an emergency, shoveling needs to happen. I'm ready for it.
I'm ready. I am not. Don't call on me. I have bare feet. No.
I also have bare feet, but I can get ready.
If you need to.
Emergency. I'm ready for it.
Oh, I love it. Megan, you want to chat?
Sure. I'm Megan Shields. I am a hopefully not forever trust officer, but I've been using for a local bank. I'm in Oneida, located in Oneida. I have been using oils for 3 years. We use them, all of us use them, definitely on my 2 little girls. Very handy now that one of them has 4 teeth coming in at once. So that's
nice.
That's good.
It's good. That's good. That's great. I'm smiling. See me smile.
She sleeps fine. So I'm grateful for that. It must be the calmer helps her sleep
there
at night.
It just knocks her out. That's great. I think it might help with the teeth. I don't know. I mean, she's great. She sleeps.
When I was just listening to Liz say like what her basically purpose is, it literally hit me that I don't think a lot of people realize that there are other, I don't know how else to say it, that like what drives me most is to let people know that there is another world out there when it comes to healing, and it's not just about writing a script or anything like that. So
right.
That's what that hit me. I don't know, that just stuck with me. Literally hit my head.
I see you. I see you.
I want people to know that there's more out there than
right.
which I just had that conversation with my doctor today. He said, what do you use for inflammation and pain? And I said, internally, turmeric, ginger, and black pepper. And he goes, I figured you would have said something like that. And I was like, well,
what do you use for
Yeah.
inflammation?
so I'm trying to get PT, trying to work with a physical therapist for my back, because since having 2 kids, I'm all sorts of walking funny. And so, yeah,
Mm.
that's me.
Love it. Who wants to go next? Vicky, Helen, Georgia, Carolina?
I can go real quick. I'm Vicky. I live in Herkimer and I work at Herkimer College. And I think I started using oils about 5 years ago now. So it feels like just yesterday, but it also feels like it's been forever. So that's kind of cool. But I'm really enjoying learning new things and new ways to use them. I had a huge breakthrough a couple of months ago. I started using a respiratory support blend, and I would spray it on my chest like twice a day. And I haven't had to use my inhaler for asthma in like 2 months now. So like, it's huge. Yeah, it's huge. It was groundbreaking. And I was like, oh my gosh. So like, and I used to take it once or twice a day. So, and I've been doing other work too, but I think that helped. Right. So it was just really cool to experience that. And then like, just not have to stress about having to carry my inhaler, so it's just really cool. So it's exciting.
That's awesome. That's awesome. How freeing.
Yeah, it is. So like, how people say they can't leave the house without their phone, right? I can never leave the house without my inhaler.
Check for your inhaler.
Yeah, like that was my number one thing. Like I didn't care if I had my phone as long as I had my inhaler, because I didn't know if I needed it or not, right? It was like that bad. And like with all the other work I was doing, but then also with the support of the oils, it was just, I don't know, it's just very free and very liberating.
Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome. Good for you. Cool. Helen, you want to go next?
Sure, why not? My name is Helen Monette, and I thought I had more light in this room. I hope you all can see me.
You look great. Got a great glow on you. We can see
All
you.
right then, one-sided anyway, right? I live in West Winfield. I work for Berkshire Bank. I've been using oils for a few years now, but concentrated most probably in the last year. Just loving the education, loving the root causes, loving all of the, the personal development, and just getting to the point where you can bring that out to other people and share that with other people, and help them with what's going on with them.
Cool.
So it's yeah, it's a great journey. I'm loving every bit of it.
Awesome. Georgia, Carolina, who wants to?
I can go.
Cool.
I'm Georgia Lenhart. I own Healing Within Holistic Wellness Studio and Store here in Hamilton. And we have all different kinds of healing modalities that I offer there. And honestly, essential oils wasn't one of them. And I used oils throughout my life, but mainly for perfume. I really had no idea that they could be another method of holistic healing until about 3 months ago. And when I found out, I was like, oh my God, why am I not offering this? Like, why aren't I telling everybody about this? So I brought it into the store and into the services I offer, and I haven't looked back since.
Cool. That's awesome. I feel like that's how it is with everybody. Like all of a sudden it's like, oh, why have I not known about this sooner? That's great. All right, Carolina, bring up the rear.
I'm up. Always behind, but I'm here. Carolina Hall. I was going right into my spiel. Let's switch to doTERRA. Been using oil.
What other spiel do you have? I want to hear both spiels.
I'm the director of financial aid here at Utica College, and I'm so glad that you are here today to join us. And I'm going to talk about financial literacy. That's my other hat.
Crushed it. You crushed it.
Well, what Zoom call am I on today? That's what I do during the day. Otherwise, I am loving the doTERRA journey. I did it mainly for myself, but also for my family. I don't have any children. I don't have any spouse, significant other, but I have a very unhealthy support group. While they're very supportive, they have their own physical, emotional, mental concerns. So not only did I want to heal myself, but I also wanted to work to spread the goodness to them. I had 2 autoimmune diseases before I was 30 and was like
It's so awesome.
Very
It's
cool.
so awesome. Ah, cool. Thanks everybody for getting on tonight so we can talk. This is good. Everybody's, my hope is that everyone shares some things. So we will wrap up by 7, just so for the sake of time, it's under an hour. I'm sure some of you are on Zoom a lot during the day, so you might want to have a break from the computer, but it's also nice to be able to join in and not have to fight the snow to be able to get together tonight. So thanks for getting on. So tonight's topic is self-care. We got a lot of different things that we are going to share, and then also have some informal conversation. So let's talk about first, we want to set these calls up so that we do something like physical self-care, emotional self-care, and then kind of like a spiritual self-care. So each call will do physical, emotional, spiritual. So for physical, we have a couple of things that we're going to talk about tonight. Megan, she's talking. Are you good to go? Do you want to go first and share?
Sure. Sorry, I have Shiloh's in here with me. So.
Awesome. Perfect. That's great. We love it.
But I do have the sitter here, so I'm good to go. Okay. I don't know if I know some of you are aware of Anthony Michael, the medical medium. Anthony Williams. Did I say it wrong?
Anthony Williams. You're good. Anthony Michael sounds like he might have a bedazzled
I think it's his
vest
middle
on.
name.
It sounds like a singer.
Yeah, I feel like Anthony Michaels, he should have like a bedazzled vest and black leather pants.
Bear with me, I'm sweating over here trying to talk on. I'm not.
You're doing great. Anthony Williams.
Medical medium. I had found him a while ago and started doing been doing celery juice, then realizing after we had gotten our daughters our first couple things of shots, I wasn't very proud of myself for that. So I tried to find some sort of detox to do that was gentle enough for her. So that kind of led me into that, the heavy metal detox smoothie. And she actually loves it. Ryan loves it. I think it tastes really good. I have I feel like Rachel Ray. I have all of my ingredients here set up.
Perfect.
But it consists, I can give you what the ingredients are, and then I can tell you what each one would do, what they actually do. It consists of 2 cups of frozen wild blueberries.
Hold on, should I put this in the chat? 2 cups. Is this gonna?
Or I can do it after I'm done doing it.
Okay, that would be
if you want me
perfect.
to do
So
that.
that way
I'm just letting you know before I put
Yeah,
it
do
into
it. That's perfect.
So it's 2 cups of wild blueberries, a cup of cilantro, but since I figured why not use my oils? So I'm going to use cilantro oil and wild orange because it would call for a full orange. Organic, if you can get that. 1 teaspoon of spirulina. So I use the green spirulina, if I say that right. 1 teaspoon of barley grass powder. And 1 tablespoon of Atlantic dulse or baby dried seaweed.
Where do you find those?
Oh, guess. Jeff Bezos. Amazon. You can probably find it at other health food store. I mean, I'm sure health food stores, probably Peter's Cornucopia maybe would have them. There's probably other places too. And 2 bananas. I already said the orange in a cup of water is optional. I'll probably use it because I don't have the juice from the orange. So I have everything measured out. I'm just going to go ahead and make it, but I'm going to mute myself because it will have the blender, and then I'll just show you. I don't have my little helper to drink it afterwards. I'll just drink it. I wasn't sure if it would affect my breast milk, but it tastes really good. So be right back. Talks among yourselves. It's like that Saturday Night Live.
Has anybody done anything with medical medium? Have you played around?
I've
with-
read 2 of his books, but I never did the celery cleanse like consistently. Like I've done it a couple times. I did the celery in the blender, which I know you're not supposed to do because energetically it changes it somehow, but I did that a couple times and it came out like the juice came out really, really good. But it was so many steps. I never stayed consistent with it. So yeah, I love the idea of it, but from a practicality like standpoint for me and not wanting to go out and buy a juicer, I never wound up doing it. But I think it's great. Like if you have a juicer that you don't mind cleaning, because I know some of them can be kind of a pain in the butt and others are easier.
Ours is not convenient.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was the only drawback of it. I think it's brilliant. And I think there's some really great science behind it, but
Before I had a juicer, I actually bought one of these and just was using a blender and just
Yeah.
pouring it in, but it's still doing it every single
yeah,
day. Got
it's
to be.
honestly, I think that's less messy than cleaning up a juicer. But I do believe I remember him saying in one of the books that like he didn't want you to use a blender. Like
There's
because
something
it
around
changes
the heat. Yeah.
the heat and the activity, the friction kills something or like eliminates something. So I don't know.
We
I don't
had I actually had when my daughter was just before she was 2, she had this weird cough. And I can go into a tangent, but for about a year, she had this cough, and I jokingly call it the $10,000 cough.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad, but it's true. We replaced all of our carpet in our house with hardwoods because we were told it was from dust. That didn't do anything. We had our whole house tested for mold. Wasn't that. Had like all these scans done. Wasn't anything. And then I was like trying to dig around for different holistic practitioners and was introduced again to the medical medium. I had seen it before, but this woman did it's like an energetic, it's called a cyber scan. And it basically, if you've seen an Itovi, it's the similar premise where it scans your body. And what came up for my daughter was Epstein-Barr virus, and which is also known as the monovirus, but it can be there's 4 different phases. And what I learned was that 98% of the population has Epstein-Barr in some capacity, and it can be the underlying cause for a lot of different issues like fibromyalgia and thyroid issues
And
arthritis
menopause and like extreme menopause symptoms.
Yeah, like all of
Crazy.
this stuff, lupus. And so it was just very intriguing. Well, anyway, so Olivia had that, and then there were like parasite larvae in her lungs, which again, apparently we have parasites all over, and I was just absolutely appalled. But so we started her on the medical medium protocol, and so we eliminated all of the foods that he suggests, and then we were doing celery juicing. And then this woman also does like energy card things, which is another topic. But so we followed that protocol, and within 6 weeks, her cough cleared up. I mean, it was like a disgusting, like cough to being cleared up. It was amazing. So that's been my success story with that. But I also fell out of the routine because unfortunately, I haven't. And if anybody has a suggestion, like my juicer is just so much work that it was like
Mhm.
every day, like.
Yeah.
So I will say I felt really good when we were doing it. It's just the habit.
I want to say
Mhm.
there's got to be benefits to doing just a kind of like a vegetable smoothie with apple and celery. Like it's not a juice consistency, but you're still getting so many benefits just from the plant food in general. Like I think the juice is like great, but also don't discredit the fact that like if you break down all the fiber in an apple and in celery, like your body wants that too.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think there's value in both.
Yeah, Trader Joe's has a celery juice that they sell too. I haven't looked at the label to know if there's anything else in it or how it's processed, but I found it at Trader Joe's too.
Yeah.
There's different places. So this is where it's like confusing, because if you listen to Anthony Williams, and Megan, feel free to chime in, but he's like so passionate that once you juice it, you only have it for 3 days after, and he's very adamant that it's the juice, not the like.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't do any of it because I'm like, whoa.
Well, 'cause
Well-
it's like the salt that's in the celery when it breaks it down, that's what's actually sweeping through your body. So like
So
cleaning it out.
Spirit came to me also, and he said that if you make a smoothie versus having French fries or hash browns for breakfast, that you are winning, like
Yeah.
winning the game. So just throwing that out there.
I did want to, I don't know if it'd be beneficial if you guys want to know what the,
Yes.
like why those specific ingredients.
Mhm.
As far as the banana and orange, I think it's just to add flavor to it because there's really no, I mean, it's as long as they're organic, then obviously it's better for you. But the wild blueberries specifically, not just any regular frozen blueberry. They have, and I did have to write it all down because retaining a lot lately doesn't work for me. So the wild blueberries, they have the ability to draw the heavy metals out of your brain tissue. And it's healing and repairing any gaps created by the oxidation when the heavy metals are actually drawn out of there. I thought all this was really cool to realize that I always find it fascinating with nutrition that it's all, so Liz will probably appreciate this, just that what it actually does for you. I just find it really neat. The barley grass, it has the ability to draw the heavy metals out of your spleen, your intestinal tract, your pancreas, thyroid, and reproductive system. The spirulina can draw the heavy metals from your brain, your central nervous system, and your liver, and it soaks up the heavy metals extracted by the barley grass juice. So it helps pull those out too. The cilantro, which is a natural chelator, it can pull, even just taking it in like the veggie caps works great too. The oil. That actually goes deep into hard to reach places, extracting this. It was funny that he wrote this, extracting it from yesteryear. So like it can remove damage or heavy metals from a while back, ways back. And the Atlantic dulse, actually, the seaweed, it binds mercury, lead, aluminum, copper. I'm gonna end up saying this one wrong. Cadmium and nickel, and it goes deep into hidden places, the digestive tract and gut, and it's pulls out the whoa, can't even read my own handwriting.
Pulls out something good.
Oh no, yeah, so mercury binding to it, and then so it makes sure that it holds it, so it binds to all the heavy metals coming out of your body until it actually leaves your body, and then it releases it. It also serves as an energy backup, and it helps to ensure that all the heavy metals that make it as far as the colon to actually leave the body. So
That's really interesting.
Yep.
That's
What
cool.
does it
So
taste like? Does it taste like seaweed?
no, it tastes. So when I have actually used like the cilantro, I tasted a lot of cilantro in the blueberry. But I used 2 drops of orange and 2 drops of cilantro, figuring that would be a cup. Nowhere could I find the chart for that, so I just winged it. But it doesn't taste. I mean, I don't know if you can see, it's purple.
Mhm.
And is it like you're supposed to drink it in first thing in the morning, or?
When I was doing, well, yes, that's when we would do it, but I would do it celery juice, and this would be like my first meal
Mm.
back when I was doing it, when Willow and I would do it.
Okay. And does he say like a suggestion for how often?
I think it's only, maybe it's a weekly, I think is what I was just reading,
Okay.
like for a week, but not, you don't want to like overdo it.
I want to get rid of too many metals.
we're
Keep them.
Well,
keep
I
them
mean,
in.
we're exposed, whether or not you think it, we're exposed to heavy metals all the time. I mean, they're everywhere. You can touch them. They're, can come through the sky. I won't go into
doomed.
any of my conspiracy theories, but
No, I was
It's
saying
like-
they're falling from the sky.
Actually, the sky is falling.
The sky is falling.
probably for a different call, but
We brought you all together.
Megan's like, and you can follow my YouTube channel for more conspiracy theories.
I love it.
Total follow you. I follow you.
We're in. We're here for it.
Totally get
And next, I was just gonna say, when I get done breastfeeding, I'll go over how to do a coffee enema if you want me to do that.
Yes.
Can you please?
Yes. Yeah, I'm here for
So-
that.
So since
here,
you're bringing
you do
this
it
up,
there.
yes, we're not all coming together on that.
No, I
but
will just tell you how it, yeah. I'll go through what you need, but I won't.
that the woman that did the energy testing for us for Olivia also does hydrocolonics. And she says, like, when you pull it out, everything goes into this spinner and all these heavy metals come out.
And
visibly.
parasites.
Parasites.
You know, I've been hearing for so long, like parasites are really common. We all have them just in our body. It's just a thing that we need to be mindful of and to manage. And it's kind of like another thing that I just didn't want to like consume a ton of knowledge on. I feel like I have my limits. Like I know I stay within my barriers.
Stay within the, I just don't want to know.
but like this was just, it keeps like pushing itself on me. So I learned through this recent experience with the cleanse that it also helps to kill parasites. And that we have, so if you go into the Life Fuel or into the oil community Facebook pages, I posted a video of a before and after live blood analysis. And it literally shows you parasites, like the eggs and the actual parasites in the live blood before. And then the detox that we do with Doterra impacts, for this one woman, 80% of that. So like, we've always said that like yeast in your gut is like a layer, like an onion. Like every time you do the cleanse, you like clear out another layer of it. And I almost wonder if it's similar with parasites, where you can really do damage to their, like what they like in there, and then flush them out, but like keep chipping away at it. That's so cool. Like if you haven't seen that video, like go watch it. That just blows my mind that we have that kind of healthcare at our fingertips. We're like really lucky to have that kind of stuff. So I don't know. It's really cool. And maybe I'll learn more about it someday. But
I was literally just gonna go, I'm being more drawn to, I don't want to say poop, but like getting rid of that kind of stuff in your body. I don't know.
yeah.
And I can't wait to do a cleanse because I am done, knocking on wood, having children. So I won't be breastfeeding forever.
Oh, anybody else have
Craziness.
anything medical medium parasite contribution you want to toss in to the cage?
The gauntlet, just throw it down.
Here we are. So the other thing from physical self-care that we're going to talk about tonight was just mentioning, did you see that we're going to do the Symphony of the Cells challenge in March? We're talking about this a little bit more today, but just to share it with you. So Symphony of the Cells, have you guys all heard of Symphony of the Cells? Or should we go on a brief tangent? Everybody's done it. Georgia, have you seen Symphony of the Cells yet? Oh, she's gone. I put you on the spot and you just disappeared. You're like, no.
I'm out.
Anyways, it's a layering technique with different protocols. And so we're going to have everybody commit to at least one protocol, if not two. It's up to you. And then in March, we're going to all do our protocol. So we're going to do a little kind of self-assessment in the beginning of March. And then every 3 days, you'll do a protocol. So if you choose two protocols, you'll do a protocol. 3 days later, you'll do the other one. 3 days later, you go back to the first one. And then if you obviously are just doing one, it's just the same one every 3 days. But we're going to also make it March Madness style and put competition into the protocols so that we can learn and have giveaways.
Can I just do a quick poll with this small group?
Yeah. Yep.
So just because I literally knew nothing about March Madness until I started doing oils. Like I didn't grow up in a family that plays
complete
sports
opposite
like
of what
that.
people say.
Yeah. So I'm just wondering, right? Like, it's not like I was in a football pool or whatever. I don't even know. Like, I just didn't grow
First of all,
up
it's basketball.
sports like that. Whatever.
Vicky's like, well,
Basketball.
if
It's
we're
not
gonna talk
football.
about it.
Basketball.
When the goalie makes the point and then like the
A
cheerleaders get really excited, like that's sports. Yay. That's like the extent.
Right, but we're talking about
play
one
sports.
sport.
I play
Vicky's
sports.
like, I just want to rewind the tape here and help you out a little bit. One
And then
sport.
when they hit the cricket with the
Yeah.
baseball bat,
You want some horses in there too?
I think so.
but like show of hands,
So
who
what was
knows
your
what March
poll?
Madness is? That was my poll. Like everybody but me, right? Okay. Oh, okay. All right.
Okay.
Cool,
Liz is like, cool. Okay. I guess I'm not gonna help you out any.
No, I just wanted to know because I literally I was like, what is a bracket? Like those things you put next to words to clump them together. I just don't get it. Okay. Now you go.
Well, so what we're gonna do in lieu of
Period.
March Madness is make the Symphony of the Cells protocols compete against each other. So it might be like, okay, hormonal or digestive, which one do you need more? And then you'll vote. And then if the protocol that you chose is the winner at the end, you'll get a prize. That's basically how we're gonna run it. So it's just gonna be fun. And self-care, take care of yourself, do this. It takes 2 seconds. Actually, we were talking about this and I'll just say it right now. So it's a layering technique on your spine, but if you don't have somebody to layer the oils on your spine, that's completely fine. You're just going to put the drops in your hand, rub them in, put it on the top of your, up this on your shoulders. This, I can't think. Right here. And then on your lower back and then on your feet. So you can do it on yourself as well. So you don't need somebody else to do it for you, although it's nice if somebody else can. You just toss it on yourself, and especially if you're doing it every 3 days, if you can make it fast. So we have that coming up. We're going to be thinking about your protocol. I'm trying to decide what one I want to do. I think I'm going to do 2, but so you can grab the book on symphonyofthecells.com. There's also a little mini training on there, and we'll have some stuff coming up on how to do it. But has anybody done Symphony of the Cells to yourself before? Anything you want to share about your experience with it?
I did the respiratory one when I was not feeling good, and everybody at work was convinced I had COVID and the whole 9 yards. And I was like, I don't know, I've tested 4 times and I still don't have it, but that's cool. And I was like, well, I did the Symphony of the Cells for a week and I'm just fine and never went to the doctor. So that's my testimony, and that worked better than, anything else I've tried in my past life. So
Cool.
I did the, reach and stretch and bottom of my,
The reach and
monkey
rub.
thing. Yeah. But what I did do is I put the ones I needed, I made roller bottles. That's a lot easier. So I could roll it and then rub it in instead of trying to make sure I
Cool.
got it on me.
Cool. We do the infectious disease one all the time. I feel like that's the one that I do it on the kids, or respiratory. I'm wanting to do, I think neurological. I don't know. What one are you? Does anybody decided yet what you're doing?
I was either thinking about the respiratory one or the immune one.
Good choice.
I did
Go ahead.
sorry, I was gonna say, I did the forgive one at the retreat. Sarah did it with a combo of Reiki, and that was the most amazing. I could feel the block in, because she was doing the Reiki and that, and I could feel the block in my knees, which apparently happens when you have you're not letting stuff go. But just afterwards, it's just a totally calming, I don't know, it was really great. And I hated geranium, and geranium was in that one. And then now it's one of my favorite oils. So,
I feel like that's not an oil that people typically are like, yeah, geranium's my favorite.
no. But I was like, so I asked, that's why I was like, what was the last oil at the end? That smelled really good. And she's like, it was geranium. And I was like, Like, sorry, that's not, I didn't mean to make that face, but it's like, I feel like I wanted to do the chi. I don't know what that one is.
We were
Cool.
just talking about that.
We were.
So with Tom, most recently when I used it on him, I feel like he's had more experience with it than I have because I'm always like generously sharing that experience with him. But I just wanted to say that it was the most recent time he had like, I think he just like tweaked his neck and he was like in a lot, like more pain than he normally is when he's a little bit off like that. And instead of going right for the inflammation one, which I normally would, I can't remember which one I did, but it was like, I might have done the forgiveness one because he was going through something and like from a bird's eye outside view, I was like, this is emotional, right? So I used that on him and he had better results with that than he ever had with me using the inflammation one when his back is bothering him. So that's kind of cool too. If you actually have the Symphony of the Cells book, some of them have like a little tiny E next to the name. So it might be like Emobic and then there's a little E, like almost like a copyright symbol. And it just means that it impacts more of the emotional side, which is really cool. So when you're considering, like, think about what's your emotional root cause too, versus like just straight biology.
Cool.
That's my contribution.
I love it. I was just thinking as I was looking through these. So if you need to grab a couple oils, look in the back. There's the oil substitutions list. So if you don't have something, check in there. But if you are grabbing other oils, it would make sense to make sure you grab some veggie capsules because it's also suggested to take 3 of the oils internally 3 times a day. So you're probably going to want to have veggie capsules on hand. That's my own little mental reminder. I need to grab some this month.
I would also piggyback on that for the carrier oil, I always have a pump. Instead of like the dropper, it works so much better when you have that pump. Even for making roller bottles, like just ease of use, I recommend having a pump.
And you just grab it right on doTERRA, right?
It's on doTERRA. And then also while you were talking of the substitutions, we don't have spikenard right now. And there's the first recommendation to substitute that was myrrh. And honestly, I don't remember the second and third recommendations, but
Vetiver and patchouli.
Oh, vetiver and patchouli. Yep. So no spikenard, right? We don't have spikenard in stock, I don't think, right?
No, because weirdly enough, I'm out and I feel like I never use spikenard. But
Yeah,
I'm like I went to
was it
restock and I was like, what? It's out. Who else
Who
would
used
buy
it?
spikenard?
Oh.
What is the deal? But
that is a weird one. I know, I think I'm out of it too. And like, I have only just had the one that I got at convention when it was introduced however many years ago.
Yeah.
It's an odd one, just saying. I don't know.
Well, that's the thing. I was just
funny
looking
smell.
through the chi one and I was like, oh, okay, there are some in here that I don't. I want to do a protocol that uses oils that I don't typically go to. You know, you kind of get in your funk. I'm like, I want to try something like juniper berry. I started diffusing that the other day. I was like, oh,
I love juniper berry.
I know, but I don't use it.
Yeah.
So anyways, so think of veggie capsules and then just keep in mind it's the 200 PV promo too. So you can get some free citrus stuff. So take that into account with the protocols too. But so anyways, Symphony of the Cells Challenge is going to start in March. Have some fun giveaways with it. So be thinking which one you want to do. And then I think that was it for physical self-care. So talking, kind of switching gears and talking emotional self-care. Liz has some right? Am I putting you on the spot?
I feel like what I have is more physical than emotional,
it's
but we
physical.
can pretend
Do it.
it's
No, I'm
emotional.
sorry. I thought it was
I
like
think it's
Valentine's
intertwined.
love. Go for it. Do whatever.
It is. Yeah. So I was just going to share with you a massage oil recipe. It's called Heated Up Massage Oil Recipe.
It's called bounce. I didn't play the music in the background.
I feel super
Wow.
sexy
There you
now in my
I'm glad I could help you
LL
out.
Bean hat and my Made of Magic sweater.
Made of magic.
Made of magic. So I feel like this is a topic that I was super squeamish with for a very long time. We didn't talk about sex in my house growing up. If a sex scene came on TV, it was like I would try to like find a way to leave the room. Like, I need a snack. Bye. And then like if I was in the room, my mother would always say something like, "Why does everything have to be all about sex?" And like there was just all this like uncomfortableness around sex. So I'm trying my footing in talking more about it with people and trying to just normalize the fact that we all have sex and sex organs and pleasure's great. Like this is all should be more of a part of the context of our conversations, I believe. Maybe it's awkward, maybe it's not, I don't know. But I'm doing, to like really push the limits, I'm like doing a sex and oils class on the 11th of February with a bunch of strangers. So like, I'm really just throwing myself in the fire here. I mean, we're all human. So I just think it's great. I'm going to be 40 soon, so I should probably learn how to talk about sex with people, right? But anyway, so this massage oil is really cool. I mean, they're calling it, so it's coming right out of the Essential Life book. So if you have this book, you have this recipe already. I'm making it in half the size of the bottle. So the recipe calls for a 2-ounce glass, and I'm making mine in a 1-ounce glass bottle with a dropper top. And it's called Turn Up the Heat Massage Oil. And they're very nondescript about it, but there's cinnamon in it. So it's going to be very tingly and warming. So if you want to use it during sex, like it's going to help to arouse both male and female. I feel like maybe males don't always need extra help in that area. So maybe you want to use some peppermint on the male and some cinnamon on the female. I don't really know. But so what's in this recipe is geranium. So like, let's say you're doing the full 2-ounce bottle, like they're recommending it here. It's a 2-ounce dropper. This one is a 1-ounce, but you can get really, really cute ones on Amazon. These were pretty inexpensive. I love that they have that little gold detail. So the straight recipe is 2 drops of rose or geranium. If you're fancy and you have rose, use rose. The rest of us peons can just use geranium. Well, come on. I have Rose Touch, but I have not sprung for the $275 bottle of rose yet. I'm just keeping it real here.
I used my points. That's what I
Did you?
yeah.
I gotta do that. I gotta save them. I just don't have the patience. I'm always like,
I mean, it's kind of like you could have gotten how many oils for the same price of the one.
No,
but I
rose
splurged.
is incredible, and I should have it. We should all have it. We're all deserving of a little bottle of rose. I take it back. Use rose. Go buy rose. 3 drops of sandalwood, 2 drops of ylang ylang, 3 drops of vanilla, 3 drops of clary sage, and then 2 drops of cinnamon bark. And the oils are chosen for this blend for a couple different reasons. So geranium is actually very much an antidepressant, and it's very calming. So like we always talk about it as being an oil that helps balance female hormones, but it's very relaxing for your emotions and for your nerves as well. So a lot of times that comes into play in the bedroom where like you're maybe worried about what your body looks like, or am I doing it right? Or is this what the other person wants? And some of these oils really just help with like calming your brain and like being more in the present moment. Sandalwood too, clary sage, we know that helps with female hormone levels as well. And then the cinnamon is actually very stimulating and warming to the touch. Vanilla is an aphrodisiac, ylang ylang is an aphrodisiac, and cinnamon's an aphrodisiac. So this blend's really cool, and I think it's great to use with a partner or to use by yourself. I think we all need to get to know our own bodies a little better. So I'm going to throw that out there for you too. I made this one with regular fractionated coconut oil as the carrier, which is very lubricating. And then I added in organic rose petals, which you can get right off of Amazon. And I added extra vanilla just because I really love the aroma of it. And I think I might have put extra sandalwood in as well. I just love those two together. It has almost like a fruity bubble gummy kind of aroma to it. And it's really fun. So that is.
Can you put that recipe in the chat?
in the chat here? Sure.
Yeah, and then I'll copy and paste it when I post the recording too. So that
Yeah.
everybody has it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Go ahead.
No.
No.
What?
No,
No.
she says.
No. Mm-mm. I was just gonna say that there is also a downloadable that was posted in the Life Fuel group today that has some other stuff. If you want, I'm just gonna share so you can see it, but just some more ideas of different oils and what their properties do in the bedroom. So you can grab that in the Life Fuel.
In the
Group.
bedroom,
In the
the
bed,
study, in the wine cellar, wherever.
with the candlestick. Are we playing Clue or are we
No.
That was a Clue reference point, just so you know. That was not a sex joke. That was
Yeah, does everyone know the movie Clue? Because that's like, I feel like that was a deep 80s movie. And
That was a board game too.
It was a board game,
Yes,
yeah.
that's right. Yeah, Katrina, do you know it from the board game or from the movie? Because I feel like
board
I don't
game.
hear movie references from you ever. Okay,
No,
it's a board game.
Board game, yeah.
The only movie reference that I can offer is like,
Frozen.
well,
Let it
currently,
go.
I mean, like Dumb and Dumber
Moana.
and like, yeah.
Oh.
No, but I mean, like when I
Yeah,
was
yeah, yeah.
younger, like Napoleon
Yeah.
Dynamite,
Yeah.
Step Brothers,
Yeah.
Anchorman.
I-
Those are like,
I
what
know those
got.
references. Okay. You have made those references. I take it back. You do have
Very
movie
shallow. Like the depth of my movie jokes are it's shallow.
references.
So,
It's
anyways, anybody have any testimonies on using oils in the bedroom that you want to share?
If you want to get creative in the bedroom with essential oils, I just recommend that you have a plan before going in there because because cinnamon is not
public
service
service announcement.
Yeah. You just don't want to be like, oh, let's try cinnamon. Do. It is a hot oil. It needs to be heavily diluted. It is not just like, oh, I can take it because I've been using a lot of oils for the last 8 years. Like, just not speaking from personal experience. This isn't personal experience. You really like need to have something measured out in advance. Measure. It's very important. And that's the long and short of it. But I'll be here all night. Tip your waitress, please.
Oh man. There was something I was just going to say about that, and I can't remember. I don't know.
Can't imagine why.
I know. I got a little flustered. I was going to share. So one night I tried to diffuse a lang-a-lang. This is just a funny story. It was like when we were first introduced to oils, and I was like, "Oh, a lang-a-lang, it's an aphrodisiac." So I went upstairs and I started the diffuser, and then we're downstairs for a while. And then when we went up to the bedroom, we opened the door, and I don't know if you love the smell of a lang-a-lang, and I feel differently about it now. But when I was first introduced, I thought our bedroom smelled like a porta potty. So we opened the door, and I was like, who is turned on by the smell of a porta potty? And we just were laughing so hard that it was like, no, this is not an aphrodisiac.
Oh my God.
So, anyways, you may also, in the public service announcement, want to smell the oil before you think that that's going to do anything. But it was just funny. So anyways, cool. Well, maybe encourage yourself to try something as part of your February. And I mean, it's almost 7 o'clock. So why don't we just do like open share anything that you're doing that's new with oils, or anything that is on your mind that would be great to share with all of us to try out something new with oils, or just holistic living in general. Anybody have anything else you're doing?
I've
Nobody's doing
been starting to use Tulsi. Is Tulsi part of our product line now? I should know the answer to this. It is, isn't it? It was recently, it just made its way into the product line. Well, when it was originally introduced, I think 2 years ago, it was a limited edition oil. And I was like, I did
what?
well, just double check. I think
I'm
I
looking.
think it was brought into the product line this year, but I didn't want to get too
yeah, it is.
super attached to it because I knew it was limited edition. So like I used it kind of sparingly, but I kind of am in love with how it smells. So I don't know. It just keeps coming up in my iTovi scan, and I'm not sure exactly why. So I'm using it anyway, kind of just like topically and aromatically. But I don't know. I just wanted to throw that out there. It's really a unique aroma, and it's like like a blood tonic from what I remember. It's used in Ayurvedic practices a lot. In fact, there's like a holy basil tea. And I know that our holy basil, or Tulsi is called holy basil. It is not for internal use, and I don't know why. I would use it internally, just for the record. Like, it's something that I feel comfortable using internally, but it doesn't have like for internal use on our bottle. But you'll see all over the place Doterra, Tulsi internal use recipes. So I haven't started doing that yet. I'm not like worried to do it. I just haven't started doing that. But yeah, Tulsi. I don't know. I'm using Tulsi. That's the end of my story.
Cool. I don't use that one enough.
It's cool.
Try it
I
out.
love how it smells.
You
It's
made
using-
that thing, the bath bomb that had Tulsi in it, and it smells like hot cocoa. It was Tulsi.
Oh, you're
and
right.
Peppermint, I think.
Does it
and
smell like
Epsom
hot
salt.
cocoa, or does the fact that I just wrote hot cocoa on it make you think it smells like hot cocoa? Does it really smell like hot cocoa?
I think it has like a
Cocoa
Yeah.
vibes.
Yeah.
It's got cocoa vibes.
Yeah.
I think it was vanilla and Tulsi and maybe peppermint.
I think there's
Maybe.
peppermint in there.
Maybe. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that was bath salts. That was kind of neat. Anyway.
Anybody have more you want to share? Anyone? What are you doing?
I've started putting oils in my laundry, like right in with the powder.
Cool.
The next step is probably to be smarter and I do the powders in batch, but I should like put the oils in then. But I'm so indecisive and I want to change
Change
it
it
every
up.
time.
Oh,
So-
that's cool. So do you
I
make
put
your
the-
own, powder base?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
We grew up like the Amish. My mom's been doing that since before the dawn of time. When she started doing, well, when we were born, we were all cloth diaper babies. So
Oh my
she's
God.
been making her own laundry soap forever. But yeah, so I'll put my scoop of the powder in the whatever tray thingy, and then I'll put my few drops of oil right in with it. I don't know if it kills my washer. Well, we'll worry about that later, but I don't feel like, listen, all that other blue stuff you can put in there, a couple drops of Purify or Melaleuca or, lemon ain't gonna kill anything.
I can't remember and I feel like I reshared it, but someone had posted like they had a plumber or a septic person come look at something, and they were like blown away at how well things were functioning on the back end from using oils and On Guard laundry detergent. So I feel like it's a good thing.
That's interesting.
I know.
I mean, if it's good for us, it's got to be good for my washer. Like,
Well, if you think about it, it's all going like out, like the chemicals in your laundry, you wouldn't dump on a plant, but yet we dump it out into the ground. So anyways, have you guys seen this book? I'm into this these days. This has been my newest thing. Some of you might be getting a postcard that has some recipes from this on it. I'm really into it. It has all of these different like recipes. I guess you can't really see it. So let me just show it from the back. But it's like a Say I'm Beautiful blend, and it has different roller bottle recipes, the speakers blend.
The I Am Fabulous
Boundaries.
blend in there is amazing. Like that actual blend, that the namesake of the book, that one's awesome. That's my favorite.
Is that Smoothie Fabulous, little one?
Tell them what it is.
What is it?
Would you just tell me? You said it was very yummy.
It's very yummy.
Oh, it was the best.
Oh, you kill me.
Cute. Cool. Anyways, I'm into this lately. It's just cool to get new ideas and oils for emotion. So anybody else have anything you want to share before we wrap up?
I just wanted to share one more thing. I had worked with an iridologist, and she was looking, my liver apparently is very toxic. Don't put it right there. And there's also with thyroid, I think she did muscle testing too, which I guess I didn't realize thyroid and your liver are connected. So if you have an issue with your liver, it'll show up in your thyroid. So I've been using Zendocrine topically because I don't want to do too much since I am breastfeeding, doing that. And then a roller, you had given me the recipe, Katrina. So I've been doing that on my thyroid and doing the Zendocrine topically on my liver area, but then doing castor oil packs a couple times a week as well. So
What do you do with the castor oil packs?
I prefer to get the roller castor oil instead of slopping it on my hand because it is kind of like a thick consistency. So you would put it on your liver area and then get a heating pad and just lay down, it says to put a flannel in between, but I just use a towel because the castor oil can stain. But what the idea is that it will end up absorbing into your liver and flushing it out of any toxins. So, and it actually makes me want to pass out by the time I'm done with it. It makes me so tired. So,
like tired, passed out, not like physically.
Oh, not physically, just it's
great.
relaxing.
You should do it. It makes me pass out every time.
No, it's just relaxing. So by the time I'm ready to go to bed.
Is the intention of it, like I have always thought of castor oil as like it flushes out? Is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It can reduce inflammation and flush out the liver.
I do think that what you're talking about, Katrina, is taking it internally. I'm not 100% sure, but I think like as like not a diuretic, right? So that you go
like to clean you out.
Laxative?
Yeah, like to physically clean your pipes, right?
Yeah,
Is
like
that
a
what you're talking about?
laxative.
Yeah, like that's the word, a
laxative.
laxative. Yeah. And also I've used it over my kidneys for kidney stones. But I didn't feel anything. Like you're saying you were like actually feeling physically exhausted afterwards. That's really interesting. I wonder if I
could just be because I'm exhausted. I don't know. But I feel like it relaxed me. But I don't know if it was the heat. I mean, I was drinking water while I was doing it too to help with that. So the flushing of it.
I will often wondered if I was like using enough of it, but I don't know.
Well, because the roller that I put on, then you can make sure you rub it in so it's actually getting into you, not just rub it on and then massage it in.
Cool. Interesting. Look at this. All sorts of stuff tonight. Thank you everybody for getting on. I'm loving these. I just feel like it's so nice to just have conversation. So thank you for getting on and sharing your wisdom and nuggets of information for everyone. I'm excited to hear what you all decide to incorporate into your routines, and I feel like these are great to get new inspiration. So all right, well, have a great night, everyone. Thank you again for getting on, and we'll plan to do this the first Thursday in March. So we'll see you then.
Awesome.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Good night.